commercial MLS. And I went, yeah, I did that, but I did something else. And that is, you can get the databases and look at what I did was who had bought these shopping centers in the last 5 years under $5 million. Ours was going to be 3.6 million.
Mm.
So I got a list of those people. I put a brochure and a financial statement in there, mailed it to like 50 people. And within 3 weeks, I got an offer for this center.
Wow.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here with Tav Tabachi, who is a realtor out of Denver, Colorado. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff here. He has some high-ticket properties he's helping investors with, so I'm excited to get into it. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning. So, you've built a really impressive career, but I want to go back to the beginning. How did you get into this industry? How'd you get started?
I used to be in the food business.
Okay.
I was a corporate executive, and then I bought my own company. And after 5 years of that, I sold it. And a friend of mine from my business school said, "Hey, you want to do some real estate deals, commercial real estate?" And I said, "Oh, that sounds like a scary business." And he says, "Oh, no, I'll help you. We'll do it." And so we got two other guys and we bought a foreclosed shopping center. And that worked out really well. So we just kept going from there.
Wow. So the first deal went really well. I feel like that's rare.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you said, yes, you don't know if you're going to be lucky or not. So,
Right. Well, that's amazing. So you kind of just hopped into the industry. How did it, because you already have an entrepreneurial background. I imagine you already had the skill set to really like jump into this.
right. Right. But, knowing commercial real estate at that point, I didn't really know much.
Yeah.
And, made me nervous because, I've been, like I said, a corporate executive. And
Right.
I was like, okay, let's see. But I'm a quick learner. I
Yeah.
threw myself into it. My partner had been doing it for 20 years.
Amazing.
So he knew a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And
I think it's really important to have mentors and people to help you and, networking groups, stuff like that. Can you talk about how that helped you early on in your career?
oh, absolutely. Because there was so much stuff, there's a lot of things that you need to know, like what numbers are the banks looking for? Because real estate's different than business acquisitions.
Mhm.
In business, you do EBITDA all the time. You talk about that. Well, that's not what you do in real estate.
Yeah.
You take your gross income and then you multiply that to find out the value of the property. And you don't do the EBITDA part. That
Mhm.
confuses people.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
but it's the usual standard thing. And once you do that, that was one of them. Then learning about like leasing to retail customers and how leases worked and opportunities. And then when we were going to sell it, I listed the property and I did a structured approach to listing it, people were like, well, you just threw it on the,
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
commercial MLS. And I went, yeah, I did that, but I did something else. And that is, you can get the databases and look at what I did was who had bought these shopping centers in the last 5 years under $5 million. Ours was going to be 3.6 million. So I got a list of those people. I put a brochure and a financial statement in there, mailed it to like 50 people. And within 3 weeks, I got an offer for this center.
Wow.
I know. And
Yeah.
it was a really good offer, but my partners turned it down.
Aw.
They said that was too easy.
Yeah. That's funny.
So
So
they drove.
yeah, no, keep going. Yeah.
And so it was funny because I'm like, wait a minute, it's $100,000 difference from what we wanted. We were asking 3.6 and this guy offered 3.5. And they're like, well, no, that you did that in a month. There must be better buyers out there. And I'm like, no, because I'm smarter. See, I did it that way. And so then we fiddled around, and then we finally, after 6 months, got somebody at 3.6.
Okay.
But the moral of the story is
Right on.
sometimes you,
Yeah.
you can know the shortcuts, but sometimes you need to beat up your partners and tell
Yeah.
them how hard you're working.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, I think that's a really good point, though. There are ways to kind of game the system and to kind of make it easier on yourself. I think that a lot of people have
Mhm.
this idea that you have to work really, really hard to get success, which isn't untrue, but there are ways to make it easier on yourself. And I'd love for you to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. And now, it's not like somebody taught me that. I knew it because of some of the groups I was attending. We have a couple groups. One of them I was a member of this thing called Mile High Exchangers, and we talked about exchanging properties and doing stuff like that every week. I had another group, it's called Denver Commercial Realtors. It's called DEMCAR, and I went to that meeting, and that was once a month. So it was all the top guys in the industry. So I could learn from them, and I loved it because when they made presentations on the brochures and the properties they had, I could then ask them questions because I was green, didn't know a lot.
Mhm,
So face-to-face meetings like this, you can learn a lot.
mhm.
And now, people don't want to do that anymore, but it hurts your learning. You have to learn from somebody, which means you probably have to join a big firm or something like that, learn from those guys.
Right,
But if you're not going to join a firm, then it's going to be a slow process.
right. Yeah, you have to learn everything from scratch. How do you go about building your network?
Oh, basically through people I know.
Mhm,
I know a lot of people. I've been in Denver now for 40 years, and a lot of people know me. And I just call people up that I have in my database. I've got like 2,500 names. So
mhm.
I just start calling people, asking what's going on, stuff
Yeah.
like that, see if they're doing anything in real estate.
Mhm.
And a lot of times I might say, I'm not, but hey, I got a friend that's looking for some help. Can you go help him?
Right. And
I
in the
had, I had my account- I had my accountant do that once. Unfortunately, he threatened me though. He said I had to get the deal done or else, because his client had sold something and he was in a 1031 exchange.
Mhm.
And so we had 45 days to identify the replacement property.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do office buildings, which I was like, perfect. I know all about that. I found him 3 buildings right away. and he like two of them, but they sold or got under contract within like a week. So he missed those. So we had to go back and buy the one that he wasn't crazy about.
Right.
But as my accountant told me, you better make this deal happen. So through long and short of it, we had all kinds of little bumps along the road, but I
Yeah.
made it happen.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And it seems like you're really good at identifying properties. How do you even go about that? What are the things you look for?
well, I'll take that one for example. He wanted to be in the say $800,000 range for properties, and so we have tools that we search. We also have a feature here in Denver where I can send out a broadcast email to all the other brokers on the system. So the other one's a passive way, like the MLS kind of thing.
Hmm.
We can send emails out, so I can send a brochure, tell them exactly what I'm looking for, and I get people call me because they know me. They know I'm a serious guy, and we're going to get a deal done. So
Yeah.
I'll call up and say, "Hey, I got a property for you." And actually, that one uh, came from another broker who was a residential broker,
Mhm.
and it's a long story, but she happened to know the people selling it and all that, and so I worked with her a little bit, and then I found out she didn't really know anything, so I did the rest of the deal. So
Yeah, group
because she did,
projects
she
like
didn't,
that.
she didn't know how to deal with these people because they
Yeah.
were big guys who had bought this pool of assets, and this was just one of the items in the pool.
Yeah.
And they thought I was a new young broker and they could boss me around. And
Yeah.
I straightened them out on that.
Right. They learn. So working with a lot of investors, tell me what that's like and kind of maybe some things that you see over and over that maybe younger investors make a mistake in, thinking it goes a certain way.
I One of the biggest problems, everybody thinks that, oh, I can, just have you find the property for me, but I'm not going to sign any paperwork and have you actually represent me. Well, in
Mm.
Colorado, that's against the law.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Brokers are required to get a listing agreement with their clients, and it's like, why would I spend all this time finding things for you, and then you're just going to try and go around me and try and save some money? And
Right.
it's like I've had a guy. He started the the jumping craze that came around, where kids were going to these places and they had these trampolines,
Right.
and so I had one of my guys at this other firm called me. Said, "Hey, I got a client that's going to start one of these, and he's found the building and he wants you to do the deal for him." And I said, "Okay." So I called him up and he found the building, and I knew the building a little bit, and but he thought he knew everything about how to do a deal
Hmm.
because he owned two RV parks. And I'm like, no, 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 no. You don't understand. You're going to find out. And like one of the things he didn't know was when they gave us the lease for the building, they used a 5% inflator. So, the rent would go up 5% every year. And I said, "Where'd you get that number?" He says, "Well, we thought that was a real number." I said, "No, the market is everybody uses the social security. It's called deflator, which usually runs around 2.5%. I said, "That's a national thing. All the big firms use it. We're not giving you 5%. It's going to be 2.5%." And he went, "Well, fine." Okay. Well, but on a 40,000 foot building, that was a lot of money over 5 years.
Hmm.
And my client was like, "Oh, wow, you saved me a lot of money there." I was like,
Yeah.
see, you think you knew everything, and that's not the way it always works. Some small little thing like that turns out to be a big number.
Absolutely.
And that's why you need experienced people who know these kind of things. And, and also I could talk to the landlord so
Mhm.
he would not try and just keep doing that all over.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
He was extremely difficult to deal with on everything else.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome. And I'd love for you to talk about just like the opportunity with commercial in general right now, what you're seeing.
well, so office is like a total mess. There's the vacancies are just unbelievable out
Mm.
here. Um, we have like downtown, I think we're at a 40% vacancy in
Wow.
all the office buildings,
Wow.
which is like, terrible. So what we're seeing is that they're owned by, um, pension funds, people like that. Some they're going to keep, others are just like, get rid of it. And so some buildings are trading for $50 a square foot. Put that into perspective, to build that today would probably be minimum $150 a foot,
Wow.
maybe $200 a foot. So $50 a foot's cheap. But if you don't have a purpose there, something you can do in it, it's not going to work.
Right.
And what is coming up, there's two big office buildings downtown that sold, and they're going to put condos in them, maybe keep a little bit of office, and then they're going to have some retail on the ground floor. So they're going to have like a restaurant and
Hmm.
maybe a couple shops and things like that. So it's turning into a mixed use project.
Yeah.
But the big thing is you need the city to go along with it because you have to change the zoning on that
Right.
to MX. And the city knows that these guys are in trouble, so they've got to go along with this stuff to keep tax revenue up, keep the
Right.
central core vibrant. And even here, I live near the Denver Tech Center, which is it's a little bit southeast of Denver by a few miles. And we've had a few buildings trade here, and one of them is just going to be all residential, and
Mm.
it's like I think it's a 60,000 foot building.
Mm.
So I'd convert that to apartments or condos. I forget which one they're going to do,
Right.
but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
And everybody says, "Oh, that's a great idea." It's like, well, but there are a lot of challenges in that area.
Hmm.
Okay, if you walk in a building and you look up at the ceiling, what's the ceiling height? Well, older buildings, the ceiling is like 8 feet. Then there's a plenum above it of 2 feet. So from concrete base to concrete above is 10 feet. That's
Mm.
all you got to work with.
Yeah.
So to make it, and you have to run them water and sewer for apartments. So suddenly you don't have that because all that in an office building is where the elevators are, that
Right.
central core. Out in the space of the offices, there are no bathrooms and things that'd be an exception. So today the buildings that are being built are usually 12 feet between concrete slabs. So it gives you could have a 10-foot ceiling in an office condo, then have your 2 feet to run all your utilities and stuff.
Yeah.
But that all costs money.
Right.
So $50 a foot, you can make it work.
Yeah.
But the older buildings is going to be a lot more exciting. People were talking about doing things like have you know congregate housing where it'd be like almost like a dormitory
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
younger people, and
Totally.
so they don't have to run all that plumbing, and you'd have centralized
Yeah.
utilities and things. And it's like, well, some people will think that was okay, and a lot of people won't. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like student housing kind of thing. You
Right.
almost could, if you have younger people, Gen Z people, that would think that was cool. You could do
Yeah,
that.
and rent is so high just across the board now that that could be something really appealing.
Right. And we have plenty of buildings, whether they're going to sell for 50 a foot or not, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But it's like every week I get surprised. I saw 3 buildings sell this week, and I just couldn't believe it. It was where the old World Trade Center was,
Mm,
and I was shocked because they're a prime area right downtown there at the state capitol
right.
and City Hall. So that is prime space. And of course, you got um, uh, buses and not subways, but light rail, things like that nearby.
Right.
So that's a prime area to be in. So,
Definitely.
but those take a lot of money to do.
Yeah.
That
Of
those
course.
buildings are 100,000 square feet each.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
5 million per building to start, plus
Well,
construction costs and all that.
yeah, it's expensive. Well, this has been awesome. You've given a lot of good information about the market and kind of how to navigate it. I would love to kind of wrap this up with if there's, piece of advice that you wish you learned earlier in your career that you can share with us now.
Um, that's interesting. There's so many things.
Yeah. I bet.
One of them was, I'll tell you what one of them was. So my partner that brought me into the business, so I relied on him. Then I found out that started knowing more than he did about the
Right.
business.
Yeah,
So don't, get intimidated by your partners
totally.
and think that they know everything. Because as you go out, like me, I went to real estate school and got into all these groups and I started learning really fast. And so I actually learned more about some of these and how to get deals done. And one big thing today is, so you have a building, say you're representing an office building. Somebody wants to come in and they want a year's free rent. And it's like, no, we're not going to do that, but we'll give you 12 months rent. It'll be spread out over the 5 years
Mm,
because the landlords, unless you're a big landlord, you can't afford that because you get expenses and stuff.
yeah,
So what I've done is, give them like 2 or 3 months the first year and then split up the 12 months on the other 4 years.
right. There's
So
create.
you have cash flow coming in.
Mhm.
And the one thing in the commercial world is 5 years is a big number. Most commercial loans are for 5 years. So today in 2025, most of the loans were written in 2020,
Mhm.
which is good and bad because 2020 had lower interest rates and now the interest rates are higher.
Yeah.
But the same thing going forward, you write a loan now is going to come due in 2030. And if it does, your building should be 100% leased up and have good rents. So we always want the rents to go up
Yeah.
at the end of the lease
Mhm.
because that's when you're going to refinance the building.
Right.
Then you want the highest rates at that point.
Right. Well, I think
That
that's
was
yeah.
so that's a real good thing to learn. My partners taught me that one.
Yeah. No, that's really good practical advice. And I think that's really good advice about not underestimating yourself. And I think a lot of people kind of have imposter syndrome or feel like, other people must know more than them. But it is possible to
Hmm.
actually know the information and to actually even surpass people who have been in it maybe a little longer than you.
Well, and if you have a skill of doing deals,
Hmm.
that's a great skill to have
Absolutely.
because all these things need somebody who can get the deal done
Hmm.
and not just walk away and go, well, we can't get that done. It's like,
Right.
my family who were union negotiators taught me lock the door. Nobody's leaving till we get this deal done.
Yeah. Love that. Well, okay. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Tell everyone where to find you.
You can find me at my phone number is 720-218-6594, or my email is my first name, Tav, Tav, 5280, which is the number of feet in a mile, since we're the Mile High City. So tav5280@gmail.com.
Amazing. Well, I really encourage everyone to take advantage of that. Reach out to Tad if you have any questions or want to work with him. This has been great. Thank you for being here.
Great. Thanks for having me, Kristen.
Yeah. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Hope you learned a lot, got some inspiration for your own business, and we'll see you back next time. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.